So we've got another nice set of questions for you today. Well, actually, I'm answering these questions and you're going to see what's going on. Again, same rules apply. I'm going to go ahead and put the questions down on the descriptions. You go ahead and comment down below what you have answers for these types of questions. Again, they're all funny questions. I got them from a website. It's like icebreaker questions, but we're going to treat them as a podcast question. I think it's super fun. I've never done anything like this before, so let's get it started. All right. So without further ado, here you go. So the next question is, if a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be? Who would play me? And you know what? I don't often like think about these things, right? I don't often think about it, but when I do, when I do think about me as like the main character of my story, right? I always think it's like a drama, not like a you know, like a ooh woo kind of drama, but more so like a slice of life kind of genre from like an anime, right? Like a slice of life, and I'm just a random stranger that's, you know, that's living a life that's a normal life, and then I have, like, you know, cool things that I do, like, you know, for the time being. There's this one movie with Will Ferrell. I don't know, I don't remember exactly what movie it is, but I'll describe it to you, and for the viewers out there, maybe you can tell me what this movie is. Like, it's with Will Ferrell. I can actually just probably look it up. But anyways, we're gonna see like a hunt for all of you, right? This is a really nice quest, like a side quest for all of you. So Will Ferrell is in this movie with another actress, and then the co-star is a narrator and a novelist, and the novelist is just writing down and then like writing a story down. And this story is actually very much related to Will Ferrell's character themselves. And every time this this novelist is writing the story, and the book is, the novel is finished, Will Ferrell's life actually translates to that novel. And the co-star has finished this story, and they're like, well, no, this book doesn't really end that well, all that stuff. They can't really like spoil anything. And then Will Ferrell's like, well, all right, I'm just gonna live my days like it is the last day that I'll ever live, because they don't know how much longer that they're gonna live, right? Because the author says, well, you don't have, you know, you have not much time, all that stuff. So I don't know what it is, but like that's like, this question reminds me of that. And I really just, you know, I'm a very simple guy. I don't do too many drastic, you know, fantastic things. Like, even though people are just gonna say like, oh hey, you know, you're definitely like special and stuff like that. Yeah, like, I get it and all that stuff, but I still feel like I want to be just a regular person. Everyone's just human, right? I just want to be a regular person. I don't want to stand out. And the person that wants I say this that I don't want to stand out and stuff like that, but the person that I really want to play me is Idris Elba. Not, you know, Idris Elba has that kind of demeanor and stature that I admire a lot, for sure. And he has, you know, he seems like a very stern individual, right? And I want Idris Elba to play me in that kind of movie. That would be pretty sweet. That's mine. I would be pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be a pretty sweet time. would I have like a nice character? No, I don't know. I'll let Idris handle that kind of improv by themselves, but definitely, for sure, it'd be also, let's just put it this way, I want it to be more of a Broadway rather than a movie. Not gonna lie to you, I'd rather have I'm a theater kid, right? And I'd rather have a Broadway like kind of theatrical scene more so than a movie. I'd like that. I'd like there to be like extravagance to the thing. Like, it just has to be a show, but like, it's about this extravagance is about this this regular person, right? That'd be pretty sweet. Next question though. If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what ice cream flavor would you be and why? I like chocolate, right? I really do. Like Rocky Road and double dip or whatever, like the double trouble chocolate kind of thing. Like the thing, literally the thing just looks like it's pure cacao, like roasted cacao inside like a bowl. That's like how much chocolate, like a dark chocolate. That's what I like a lot. It's not that sweet. It has a bitterness to it. It's really nice, flavorful. But if I ever was to have an ice cream flavor, I think it would be bubble gum, or in Canada we have some called Super Kid, and that Super Kid flavor is like it's basically just sugar. Like the flavor, there's no real flavor to it. It's literally just colors in sugar and kind of like a vanilla, and just like it's just sweet. It's a nice thing. And then as you eat it, like all the colors kind of blend together, but it's still like a decent one. Bubblegum has like a bit of an aftertaste that I don't like. Anyways, mine is gonna be for sure gonna be the Super Kid, because again, very colorful. I do like those colors as well. And then it's just nice. It's just nice to look at sometimes, you know, like it's just a nice looking with all the colors and stuff. And then it also tastes good. I'm not gonna look at, like, if I ever got like a dark chocolate, you know, and all of a sudden like, it's just like it melts, right? When ice cream melts, all the colors kind of blend. But then if you just have dark ice cream, it's just like melted kind of like mud water, you know. But then when the Super Kid the Super Kid melts, it will turn into like a rainbow, right? And then when this rainbow melts, it just looks nicer. It's like paint coming off of a canvas. It looks really nice. I like it a lot. It's just, and plus it also tastes good, right? Bubblegum is, I think bubblegum is just pink, right? And it has, again, this really weird aftertaste to it. I don't like it as much. Okay. So the next one is, who's your favorite cartoon character and why? This one's a tough one. Honestly, this one's a tough one because I've got a lot. So what is a cartoon? My question is, what is a cartoon? Is it anything that's nonfiction? If you say nonfiction, then I can go all out. One of my favorite ones, obviously, is comic books. But if we're not going to say comic books, we're just going to go strictly cartoon. Do we say that Avatar: The Last Airbender is a cartoon? Is that a cartoon? Yes or no? Right? Or are we just going with specifically like Steven Universe, Star and the Forces of Evil, Star versus the Forces of Evil? Are we talking about Adventure Time? Are we talking about those ones, Gumball and all that stuff? Because there's a lot of them I could also pick, but my number one favorite cartoon character of all time is Bender Bending Rodriguez. I think the third, I'm not too sure. Bender from Futurama. I think Futurama overall is the cartoon that I gravitate to the most. Like, I've watched every single season. I like seasons 4 onwards. There's some, the number one of season 1 is a bit boring, and I know I'm gonna be triggering some people, but season 1 is a bit boring, and I don't feel like watching season 1 through 3. I think 3 is like decent, but I think halfway through 3 is fine. There's some things like the acting hasn't gone up, hasn't gone to its like apex yet, right? The actors, the voice actors do get better as time goes on, and the writing really does get better as time goes on, like really funny. So season 4 onwards, I think I like the most. But season 1 and 3 still good. I say this, and I do the same thing with The Office. Again, I know this is completely, you know, a complete segue, but I like The Office only after season 3. I think I start, like, sometimes 3 is okay, but season 4 onwards is what I like. I know that my friends are telling me, like, no, like, you have to watch the beginning like season 1 because it gets more boring after the end. Like, I get it, it does get boring after the end because they have really nothing else to say, you know. As time goes on, like, seasons kind of get boring and more boring because they're kind of rehashing the same kind of story over and over again. But I do like the middle season. I think the middle seasons are pretty apex for these kind of things. But I do the same thing with The Office and Futurama. I do the same thing. But Bending Rodriguez is definitely my favorite one. And why? Because he's just so funny. I think Bender is just so down to earth, and he has such a great funny outlook in his quote unquote life. He is a robot, right? Like, he has an outlook in life that is just so funny. His banter with Fry and everyone else in the crew is crazy hilarious, and it's just so out of pocket with him. I like that. It's just like very eccentric kind of thing, right? It's really nice. I like it a lot. It's such a good character. I like Bender's character by far. My second favorite one definitely is another eccentric person, which is Gumball. If you've ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball, Gumball is like a top tier out there. And then my next one is a tie between two, which is Marceline is up there. And oh gosh, oh, there's a tie between many. You know what? I'm just gonna say out loud that, like, I say a tie with many because Marceline and also Bonnie are really great together, but I think it's just like, and also Ice King. Like, I love Adventure Time. You can notice right away, I love Adventure Time. But Marceline, Bonnie, Princess Bubblegum, and also the Ice King, aka Simon. They're all three of them are kind of like in the same scope, but I think Marceline is the one that I gravitate to the most. So yeah, those are my top three. I know it just said my favorite cartoon character, but I think top three is right there. But if we don't include Avatar: The Last Airbender as a cartoon, if we do include it, Avatar: The Last Airbender as a cartoon, I go with Toph, right? So second would be, no, I would say third, tied for third would be Toph, with Sokka and Zuko. Those are like tied for third. They're all interchangeable in my eyes, 100%. But the top two is definitely, it's gonna have to go with Bender and then Gumball and then everybody else. Number 11. This is, I'm reading down the list. Number 11. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I would want to go back to my home country, which is the Philippines. I'd want to go back to my home country, even just for a tiny bit. Just because, again, I feel like I'm losing out of touch. Like, you're out of touch. I'm getting out of touch with my roots, and I feel like I do have to remind myself, right? I have to. Again, this is a bit deeper of an answer, but I do want to remind myself of my roots and where I came from, kind of thing. That way, I'm not so, and this is the why. This is the why part. I'm not too full of myself. If you get that meaning, right? Because what I've been noticing, again, this could be for, you know, there's different takes for everyone, but for me specifically, because I am completely a different human being than everybody. I'm a stranger to the internet, by the way. For everyone that you listen to this, I am a stranger on the internet. This is just content that you stumbled upon. For me, I feel like I need to remember, because I don't want to, I want to remember to just relax and just go with the flow a lot of the time, right? And when I don't have, the farther detached I am from the roots of my my being, I guess, if that's the way that you like that, from my roots, the more that I start thinking about stuff that isn't of value to me, you know. And I feel like when I do go back and just remind myself, there's many things, like, you know, there's many things that I need to reflect on, but the moment I go back, I want to kind of just re-engage with where I came from and whatnot, and just to see what it was, because it's a tougher life. It is a 100% tougher life. I didn't live that tough of a life comparable to the people in the Philippines, but it is overall the life that I have here versus the life that I had there is significantly 180. It is night and day, literally night and day. And I've been living here for a long time, and I've forgotten what it was like to live there. And that is where my roots are. I lived there. I lived in a difficult situation in a third world country. I don't know if they're third world now. I don't know if the Philippines is considered a third world, but it is not as obviously first world as where I am right now in North America, Canada. But that's what it is, right? I don't want to rush like what the culture here rushes, because they have all the amenities to enable people to do what they want to do, versus in a place that doesn't have those facilities and utilities and whatnot. They need to concentrate on what they can do, right? So yeah, that's why I want to go back there. And that's just really, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't think about anything else. So that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Sticking to it. The next one is, what is your dream job? Dude, my dream job is this. My dream job when I was younger was being an actor. As I said, I'm a theater kid. I wanted to be an actor. I'm a trained actor. I've done a lot of acting and whatnot. But my main thing is just entertaining, right? And I really wanted to be an actor when I was younger. When I was a wee lad, I really wanted to be an actor. And it's coming true technically, right? Because I'm here, I'm entertaining, right? Well, hopefully. Gosh, imagine like in the comment section, like, oh my gosh, Damien's not entertaining at all. This is trash. But I just feel like that is my dream job. I really wanted to. It was really nice. The other one was being an astronaut. It was kind of weird. It was being an astronaut. But that was like, I wanted to just be like, reach the stars and whatnot, like, because it was so cool. You know, I always wanted a Gundams and stuff, right? Like, I really wanted Gundams. I wanted to go in space and travel where all the Gundams and all the Macross and all those like old animes that had like robots in space. I really wanted to be that. But in the end, once I realized that it was just, you know, not just like it was fiction, then I'd be like, yo, I really want to be an actor now, like, you know, all that stuff. So it's really nice. Yeah, but that was my dream job. Really loved it, and I still do it. Right, it's still here. I'm still doing it. But there we go. Are you a morning person or a night person? I am an all-day person. If I had to choose, I definitely am a morning person. And then yeah, I'm both. Like I can function in the morning. You know, I do workouts in the morning. Not as I said, I don't know if I said this already in the last episode. I have to check it again, but I fast, right? So I do a lot of things in the morning. I work out in the morning. I work out before I eat. I work out in a fasted state, and then after my workout, take a shower, all that stuff. I eat, and then I go to work, right? My day job. So I go to work and do my day job. So I work out in the morning, and I'm feeling great. Like, I feel great overall. I not force myself, but like, you know, I've learned to get up in the morning and all that stuff, and just do work. Right, so I get up in the morning very early, like sometimes not as early as most people. I know that it's early for me. Okay, it's early for me. I wake up at like 5:30. I do a workout between 5:30 to probably maybe 6:10, something like that, to get ready and all that stuff. And then after that, I take a shower, and at like maybe 6:30. Then 6:30, make my meal. And then I would I would go to the office at around 7:30. I would go there and just do the rest of my day, right? So like I'm very much so. But here's the thing: I could also stay up as late as I possibly can. So like on the weekends kind of thing. Even though I've already woken up, like I woke up at 5:30 in the morning on, like, let's say the Friday. I still need to go to the office and all that stuff, and then afterwards at night, because it's the weekend, I stream for a long period of time. I could honestly stream for I would say until 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and because I know in a Saturday I don't have to wake up that early, right? On the next day I don't have to wake up that early. I would wake up at like maybe 9, and I'll keep doing the same things. But I'm definitely I can't say for sure, but I would put myself as a morning person, just because I'm more used to it than the night person. I used to be a night person when I was in university. I was in high school. I would stay up all night. I would have 2 hours of sleep, go to school, you know, just go to PA class, ready to go and all that stuff. My trick, by the way, for everyone that wants to be a morning person, my trick is to get moving, and also to have a really, really cold 30 seconds to 1 minute cold shower at the very end of your shower, right? That cold 1 minute to 30 seconds to 1 minute, that will wake you up really, really quickly. So if you're moving in the morning, right, then afterwards you go ahead and take a shower, clean yourself obviously, and at that time, that's when you go ahead and bam, you get that cold shower at the very end of it. You can wash yourself obviously with warm water, do whatever, but then at the end put that cold shower down, and then you'll feel energized. Trust me, it works. I don't know what it is, I don't know what chemicals that gets activated, but it does work. It does work, so it's good. Next one. What is your favorite hobby? Oh, my favorite hobby. Video games. As you can already tell. I don't know if you can tell, because this is the different channel of mine. I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a channel. I do have another channel that I stream on. I like video games. I love it. And that's where I usually do most of my entertaining. I stream virtually every night, and I just play video games, and I introduce video games that I enjoy or my chat enjoys, and we go ahead and just, you know, enjoy them together. I play them, and they see my blind playthroughs and whatnot, see my reactions. They see how goofy it is that I would interact with some of the NPCs in the game, or the way that I would kind of visualize the planning stages of a combat, you know, stuff like that. And they can just see the process of doing things. Because let me tell you right now, video games is an art in and of itself, right? It is an art form for sure, video game development, all that. But playing video games as well is technically also an art. You can call that like your kung fu, or like, you know, this is your Zen moment. Like Usain Bolt would say that the 100-meter dash, like the track, is an art form for him. He will go ahead and just master that specific art form, and that's what it is. And video games is the same thing for me, at least, right? Because I'm very passionate about video games. I think it's a medium that it's a highly how would I want to say this? It is not highly misunderstood. I think it's still misunderstood a lot of the time. There's applications to video games that medicine is doing, but like it's something that is scrutinized a lot, highly scrutinized. There you go. Because they think it's still like rotting your brain. I really don't think that it's a brain rotting activity. I don't think it is. There are some video games out there that are brain rotting activities, like a clicker game and stuff like that. But if it's like an RPG game, there's actually story involved into it. There's mechanics like rhythm games, a mechanic that's involved that's allowing you to develop some sort of skill or neurotransmissions throughout your brain and muscle functions. If that is something, there's competitive esports games out there that really develop your team coordination and your communication skills. There's a Call of Duty, there's like FPS where it improves your peripheral visions. There's a lot of things that video games does that will allow you to build skills, right? So like peripheral visions, like all these things, like quick fine motor skill movements and whatnot. I think that those are some things that you can definitely develop as a video game. And for me, for example, there's games that you have to pay attention to the minimap as well. In basically every game you have to pay attention to minimap. For example, racing games, you really need to pay attention to the minimap because you want to know where the next place is going, and it's building your multitasking activities and exercises that, right, in your head, and that's not in your head, but like just overall, it allows you to practice that in a safe environment, which is hopefully a safe environment, right? I don't know about online, I don't know, can't speak to that, but as a video game, it allows you to do that. There's games with puzzle games like Legend of Zelda. A lot of these puzzle games, there's horror games out there as well. I've played horror games out there that have significantly difficult puzzles that need you to do like problem solving skills. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those detective game work out there where you have to think about the answers with the clues that you have. There's a lot of those things, and you can't, obviously you fail if you don't get the right answer, but you're doing it in a fun way that it doesn't even seem like you're building these kind of skills. So I feel that it is something that very few developers can do, and very few games that do it, but the ones that can do it in a way where people are learning so much. And I really do feel like video games you can learn a lot of things from video games. So there you go. That's the hobby that I have, and also entertaining, obviously. So I put that both together, and here you are. I stream. Hopefully I'm making content that everybody kind of resonates with and just get really involved in, that they enjoy and they really do like. And I hope that I can kind of do that. So there you go. And that's it for this episode. Sorry for the last time. I was feeling a bit off, and I could have done it on the next day, but I was just not feeling it. Plus I get really busy. So I've changed the schedules now. So there you go. So I will see you next Sunday. Bye.